Hello and welcome to Conlang Calligraph's Everyday Vulcan Language Lessons, with all credit to Mark R. Gardner for creating the language. Lesson 7. I want to believe. Multiple verbs. In the last lesson, we talked about helper verbs and how to combine them with regular verbs. Well, sometimes that's just not enough. Sometimes you want to be able to combine verbs. Like, for instance, the word we learned a few lessons ago. Aitlu. To want, to desire. So far, we've only been able to want nouns. For instance, I want food. Food. Yamtuch. Yamtuch. Quick side note. That last sound is one you just don't have in English. Spelled KH when you use Roman characters, it kinda sounds like you're about to cough up a hairball. In Klingon. Yamtuch. So anyway, I want food. Aitlu nashve yemtuch. Aitlu nashve yemtuch. But what if you wanted to say, I want to eat food? To eat. Yokul. Yokul. I'm not going to make you guess the word order here. It goes like this. Verb, subject, other verb, object. In this case, want, this one, eat, food. I want to eat food. Aitlu nashve yokul yamtuch. Aitlu nashve yokul yamtuch. Now seems like a good time to introduce a few more pronouns. He, she, they, it. Ishve. Ishve. Literally, that one. Ishve can be used to mean any singular third-person subject or object. This is the basic way to translate he or she. However, if you need to identify the gender of an actor in the sentence, you can do that too. She, her. Kove. Kove. Literally, female one. And he, him. Save. Save. Literally, male one. You might be wondering at this point why all the pronouns have the form X1, except for do. The short answer is just that the Vulcan pronoun system is just plain fucking weird. The longer answer is, well, do isn't the only one. The plural they and we are also single words. The longest answer is that canon is really piecemeal, and trying to pull them together into something coherent must have been an actual bitch. For instance, Saavik in Star Trek II says, Ishveni komin. Subtitled, he's so human. But in Star Trek III, she says, Dungitu sarafel. Subtitled, will you trust me? These lines raise other problems too. Like, remember how I said the word for human doesn't quite fit the pattern? This first line is why. Komin was backformed as an adjective, so you could at least still have kominsu as the noun, but based on everything that came later, you'd expect terasu. And in Star Trek I, you actually get a completely different adjective for human based on the word terra. Anyway, if you want to write an elaborate backstory explaining where that K came from, please do so, because I really want to know. And the second line, will you trust me, raises questions about questions, which we'll get into more later. I could go on about this, and probably will later, but for the moment, let's get back to pronouns. They, plural. Au. Au. We. Etek. Etek. You, plural. Dular, or tular. Plural you follows the same patterns as singular you. Dular, alone or after consonant. Tular, after a vowel. As I mentioned briefly in another episode, lar is the plural suffix. However, in Vulcan, it is not required to mark plurals, and in fact, if you use a number, you have to leave it off, or your Vulcan friends will start judging you again. However, I'm not going to get into numbers right now, mostly because they make my brain hurt. There are 5 different sets of numbers in Vulcan, and I do not have a solid grasp on the differences between them. So, getting back to the original point of the lesson, let's say something like, she wants to pet all the sellouts. all, ek, ek. This is usually used as a prefix, though it can, without the apostrophe, be used as a noun. So, all the selats would be excelat. Like with numbers, you don't need to use the plural suffix because it's already clear from context. So, using ishve, how would you say, she wants to pet all the selats? Aitlu ishve strikau excelat. Aitlu ishve strikau excelat. Literally, desire that one to pet all selat. So here's a few more verbs that pair well with other verbs. To need, bolau, bolau. To hope, roktor, roktor. To like or enjoy, tishau, tishau. And from Savik's line above, let's add to trust, sarafel, sarafel. So now we can say things like, you need to trust the doctor. Bolau tu sarafel hasu. Bolau tu sarafel hasu. Or, the selat hopes to eat your food. Roktor selat yokul yamtuch to do. Roktor selat yokul yamtuch to do. You can also combine these with the helper verbs from the last lesson. I want to be able to speak Vulcan. Aitlu nashve kupstarben Vulkansu. Aitlu nashve kupstarben Vulkansu. Literally, want I can speak Vulcan. So let's add a few more words for one last sentence. To watch, glantau, glantau. Star, yel, yel. Journey or trek, halan, halan. So now you can say, I like to watch Star Trek. Tisha nashve glantau yel halan. Tisha nashve glantau yel halan. Now, an important note for the more precocious among you. This grammatical form only works when the subject is the same for both verbs. I, for example, am doing both the liking and also the watching of Star Trek. There's another form you can use to express things like, I want you to trust me, where I is doing the wanting and you is doing the trusting. Anyway, join us next time for how to start dropping words left and right and talking like a real Vulcan.